Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into the never ever met. Let's go. So we start off with a morning conversation with Charlie and her mother and her baby. Like she said, the baby's getting big. She said, I appreciate you, mom. The mother is keeping the baby while she's on this adventure with this man who does not even want to be with her. Matter of fact, he said, F no. So she's on her way to Jared's room. But she says that, although she misses her children, what she's working on with Jared is going somewhere, right? Then when she plops down and she was like, I'm feeling a little homesick, what does he say? Not, oh, I understand. He said, well, we can just drop this and go home right now. I'm with it. Girl, he is trying to tell you. Now, in Jared's confessional, he said he's very glad that he's here with Charlie and they are getting closer, right? But when he asked her, does she want to just say, forget this and go home? She was like, no, I'm very committed to this. I don't break my commitments, so you better be worth it. And his eyes kind of perked up like, am I worth it? Do you think I'm worth it? And she says, yes. I don't know where Jared's head is right now because in his confessional, he seemed like he's leaning more toward not saying a F no, but maybe just a no. So I don't know. He said they're getting closer and he feels like they're compatible, but we'll see. Child, so Alicia has come down to the kitchen. Irvin is sitting down at the table. They didn't even speak to each other. Brandon apologized to her how he came at her last week, and she said, I appreciate that, right? But before she had come in there, Irvin was like, she weaponizes her illness and everything against him. And he mentioned that they haven't even kissed since the first day they met. This right here is not going to work. Child, so he did ask her to come outside so they can talk. Now, they had been dating for 4 or 5 months, so not a lot of time. He tells her that, I'm ready to go home. I don't want to do this. I thought I wanted to do it. I can't do it. She was like, I want to go home too. I tried. It's not working out. I can understand it. Easy enough, right? Because we knew they weren't going to make it. I thought this was very grown, folks. I thought this was good. But then he went low, right? All they had to say is not going to work. But he said I had to let her know. He was like, you made me look like a monster. Before I came here, my ex-girlfriend, who I hadn't talked to in 5 years, called me. I thought that was a sign from God. She has the emotional intelligence that I can connect with, and it's not going to work. And she's like, yeah, that's good for you. Like, Irvin didn't even have to do that. You've already said you're going home. Just go home. Then he goes back in the kitchen, tells everybody this story about the ex-girlfriend, and then starts to cry. And then me, along with the other guys, start to laugh. Now, where Alicia is not my favorite, I do agree with her on this part. He did try to one-up her. He did try to use his ex-girlfriend as a dig to her. He's already said it wasn't going to work. That should have been enough. But he went a little low with this. Because he's hurt. You know what I'm saying? And you know how men get in their feelings when they get hurt, child. They feel like they got to let you know everything. Bye. When I tell you these two, Cinco and Jared, are so unserious, I'm glad they got out of the kitchen before they started laughing in his face. But of course, the girls are hurt that she's leaving, and they're happy that she chose herself. And even though Alicia had got on my nerves, I'm happy she chose herself too, because Irvin, even though he was willing, the way he ended it was really bad. He brought up some things he didn't have to bring up. And she got her revelation. So she said she knows she's a catch, so I wish her good luck. I'm so glad they had this experience and they realized that whatever each of them had, that's not what they needed, right? That's a good thing. But the turnaround time with leaving, I didn't realize they were leaving so fast. Like, they came in, told everybody they're leaving, packed their stuff. Cars was out there to take them to the airport. That was quick. So now they go to improv, and today this lesson is about trust. And these 4 right here, well, this one and the other one on the end, Clay, those are the least trusting people in this group. She got a man she was living with for a year, 4 months into this relationship. Clay has a baby that he hasn't told Tatiana about yet. Now they all looking crazy. Kiki's going to mess this up, right? They're doing the improv. They're doing the trusting activity. He goes right to her. because she's not affectionate, right? And on the way home, she tells him that she doesn't come from an affectionate family. That was a problem in her last relationship. You're in a new relationship, so you have to try new things, right? And then she was like, she can't be herself because she hasn't told Brandon the truth. And she can't even open up. And he wants affection. He got emotional about it. He said, I can't believe how you could be so soft, but not affectionate. Because she got another man that she in love with. So she's telling Brandon right here that she needs to figure out how to tell him when she's overwhelmed. Like when he chose them to go first for the activity, it overwhelmed her. And then he was trying to give her a kiss and everything, so she moved her head and then he walked away. She needs to get with it. So Cinco comes with this game, right, at dinner. They don't work out so good all the time. But so it's a couples based game. So the first question was, who do you think is going to make it to the end? 8 out of everybody, 8 people said it would be Cinco and Jay. That's my vote. And then they had others like who deserves to go to the intimacy suite, right? But it was this one that got me. First of all, Tati is not in on The Secret, which couple has the most secrets. She's not in on it. But Clay is, and everybody else in the house. So when she finds out that he has a child that everybody else knows about and she doesn't, it's going to be a wrap. Because she's already had this conversation with him about him being a vegan and eating a ham and cheese sandwich. You know she's going to be mad about DNA, and it's going to be over for them. But Kiki and Brandon got the most dramatic, and they also got who's the least compatible. And it's not because they can't be, it's because of her. She will not just give in, tell the truth, like she should have on the first day. It's not going to work. So for the question, who do they think needs to go to the intimacy suite? Everybody voted for Chris and Alexis, including Alexis, except Chris. Chris feels like he's going to do it in his time. He's not trying to rush, and nothing's wrong with that. But Alexis is feeling a certain way, and she clearly wants to go to the boom boom room. So after the game, and people saying they're the most dramatic and they're not compatible, Brandon said it was an eye-opener. And he said he's trying his best. He's doing his best to give her whatever it is she wants, right? He just doesn't know. She said she sees his effort, and she was like, she doesn't want to take any more energy from the group. And she said, we got to figure out a way to meet in the middle. So they hugged. And the only thing that's going to fix this is if she tells him the truth or just acts like nothing else is going on. Because it's her. Brittany has to take Ty outside so they can have a conversation. They've only been dating 3 months, so let's see how this goes. First of all, the way Ty is talking to Brittany is condescending, right? I'm trying, but I don't think it's enough for you. Because she did not like the way he talked to her outside last week at the pool, and she feels like he puts her at the bottom of the list while he caters to everyone else. And he said it seems like she wants him to cater to her. Absolutely. Right? And she was like, you did not protect my character when you yelled at me. I no longer feel safe with you, and I no longer trust you. So this is him trying to put all that together. Then he's talking about he needs somebody that he can be a partner with. She was like, you don't want a partner. You want a class clown. You want to be a class clown. You want to go and make jokes. Right? And she was like, you can't even help yourself. And she said he was being condescending with the way he's talking to her. Because the way he is loud and abrasive, this, I don't know, this like low and slow, who has time for that? She was like, this must be in your makeup. She was like, I'm out. Because ain't nobody got time for that. Child, this is Ty's brother. And Brittany calls him Smooth because Brittany has known him for 15 years and he was the one that hooked her and Ty up. She was like, why you didn't tell me about your brother? So her mother is here for her. She's telling her all about what he said he would do, catering to her, and how he hasn't done anything. And her mother also said that you're going to have to change the way you are too a little bit. But 100% she's in agreement with her daughter. So when Ty is talking to his brother, he feels like, he feels like he can't do enough, but he did say he's not out of this, right? So that worked out. They may work out. but she's still in love with her ex. She can't be honest with him. It's not gonna work. Bye, y'all.